Running errands today, and I'm actually opening up a business checking account, not necessarily for me, but for myself and my girlfriend. And we, since I'm at a bank, I just thought that there are park spawns in Jurassic World Alive, and I have to be at the bank, so I thought I would check out MetaHub to see exactly what kind of creatures I could expect to see at a bank, and then on top of that, are there actually any of those creatures here? When you're at a bank, or if you're driving by a bank but don't play while you're driving, what you want to look for is Edmontosaurus, Tenontosaurus, Oranosaurus. Hello, Epic. Everybody needs that. You've got Iguanodon, the Maiagea, and then the Parasaurolophus. Those are dinosaurs that you can expect to see spawning more frequently at park. Now, if you're in a local that actually has those dinosaurs as part of it, you may not really notice that big of a difference. But this is from the data mine. This is actually very true, and I can't get a cell reception in here to pick up my game. All right. So there's nobody in line behind me. Let's take a quick look at the map, and I see that there's actually nothing spawned here. I'm probably just not here at the right time because the spawn would be at this particular supply drop, I believe, for the bank, since it is probably most affiliated with being a bank. So we're shut out so far, but I have another bank to go to, and then I've got to go to the post office as well. So we will continue this conversation down the road. Stop number 2 is I'm at the post office, as you can probably tell, and got a beanie that I gotta send out to a viewer, and someone who's actually been following me since I was doing Pokemon Duel videos, so it's been quite a while. Always appreciate when people take the time to send out shout outs and just follow you along, because kind of this is a job and people change jobs. And what I mean by that is that games come, games go. And so, you know, where I started off my channel is not where I'm going to end up my channel, obviously, because I've already moved on, but because Jurassic World Alive is here today, there will most likely be a time when I'm not always doing Jurassic World Alive. Something else will happen, and it's kind of like changing jobs. And so you may love your job, but at some point, in order to grow, you're gonna have to change jobs in life, and kind of the same concept. So when people who are following me follow because I like my content and not just because of the game that I'm playing, then it's always nice to send out rewards whenever I can. So that's what I'm doing. Now, when you're at a post office, the dinosaurs you can see spawning, or where the dinosaurs that nest at a post office, are going to be Delta, Echo, Charlie, and Utah Raptor. If we look at what is here, we're 0 for 2 on our nest spawns. Now just remember, just because something's a nest spawn doesn't mean that it's going to spawn there. It just means that there's an increased chance of it spawning there. So keep that in mind. And I'm not really interested in Coolasuchus in any way, shape, or form. Bank number 2, and yes, I know it's kind of silly, but I have a personal account at one bank and then opening the business account at a second bank. Still no love. No Oranosaurus, unfortunately. I don't know that I've ever actually seen an Oranosaurus at a bank. But remember this. When I talk about these nest spawns, so Delta, Charlie, Echo, Utah Raptor being at banks, or like Parasaurolophus, Oranosaurus, Tenontosaurus, and Edmontosaurus, Iguanodon, all being at banks, it doesn't mean that you're going to find them there all the time. A complete list is on MetaHub. I'll put a link down in the description below if you're going to be out and about and you kind of want to plan for maybe what it is that you're going to be looking for, it's a good useful resource to have. But like I said, it does not mean that you're going to find them there. It means that they have increased spawn rates at those locations. And I've personally never seen an Ouranosaurus at a bank. That does not mean that Ouranosaurus does not spawn at banks, because this is data mined. It is from the code. Ouranosaurus spawns at banks more frequently than it will spawn on the norm. So if you find a bank in local 2, which is Ouranosaurus's home local, I imagine that you're probably going to find maybe an increased odds. So that might be a good way to farm. I'll have to check with MetaHub to find out if that's actually the case, because if it is, like, you're not increasing your odds significantly, but you're definitely increasing your odds if you go to a bank in a local 2. Maybe. May have to try that out. But at the end of the day, the odds of finding an epic in the wild are pretty small, just across the board. So the odds of finding at one of these at the bank, there's nothing at the post office for an epic, but the odds of finding them there are low, but I bet they have increased odds as well, just because that's their natural habitat. No, I don't want, I hate that when those pop up, it asks for your Wi-Fi. No, I don't want the Wi-Fi. All right, I have a chance at getting an epic incubator out of our epic scent capsule. I do that every video. Epic scent capsule. I see the incubator. I think I'm opening an incubator, but I want a scent capsule. See, and then you have that. And that totally throws off my game. No, just a large. And again, stop. I even have do not disturb turned on. I guess I have to turn off the Wi-Fi as well. I still need some Tujangosaurus, and there's just not much. Like, I'm super far away from this Tujangosaurus, but I have 8 out of 30. So I might as well just go ahead and dart it from here before I head into the bank. Actually doing fairly decently for a stat total, considering I was 169 meters and I got 168 Tujangosaurus, which is going to put me over 500. And I'm hungry. So after this, man, there's all kinds of good stuff. T-Rex Gen 2. We have a rare strike tower. We have this large strike tower, which is only 3 steps. Definitely, I wonder if this rare strike tower, which I cannot touch on, that's a long one. That's 7 steps. We're not doing that on camera. All right, we're gonna go do this, and then I'm hungry. And we have a new Alliance mission, cumulative, not even Alliance, a cumulative mission event coming up. And let's talk about those details as well. If we look at the Ludia website for the latest on the March, what is it? The March movement, I think is what they're calling it officially. You will see that we have one more. We were supposed to have 2, but we just have one more event going on, and that is going to be the Drone Dash, running from March 25th, which is Monday, until the 29th. This is going to be very similar to the supply spree that we already had. Collectively, we did not do well in the supply spree. I would have thought that we could get to 30 million and get to 200 hard cash, but we ended up only getting 100 hard cash. So for this challenge, the whole player community will rack up completed drone flights. A single hit, no matter the amount of DNA, must be accomplished to count as a flight. Unlock your rewards at the end of the week based on tier for the community that the community reaches. These are not cumulative. You get the one that you reach. For 8 million drone hunts, 50 hard cash, 10 million, 100 hard cash, 12 million is going to be 200 hard cash. And honestly, if we can't get from 12 to 20 million, like if we go over 12 million but we can't get to 20 million, let's not get to 16, because 200 hard cash is better than a rare incubator, in my opinion. Again, they do not stack. In the first iterations of these events, the live progress bar will be displayed on the forum. Data will be gathered at the following times for each of the events, and the progress bar will be updated shortly thereafter. Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday at 10 a.m., Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all at 10 a.m. Now here's the thing.
that had a lot of people confused with the first event that we had, which was the supply spree. So if you watch my videos, you won't be one of those who are confused. There is nothing in-game that is going to tell you the progress. You have to go to Ludia's website. You have to go to their forums in order to get updated progress. And it's updated, what is this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times throughout the event. So keep that in mind. One of the big things that people complained about was, how do I know if I've started? All you have to do is dart a dinosaur, you've started. There you go. And it doesn't matter how many you personally do, it's a collective effort to make sure you're out there getting the drone hits. And honestly, at the end of the day, you're going to be benefiting from this because you're going to be collecting more DNA because you're going to be darting more dinosaurs.
So again, make sure that you guys are going out and make sure that you're darting all of the dinosaurs that you can over the next week, and make sure that you do all of the strike towers that are available. This was a new feature that came in, gosh, like 1.3, maybe 1.4. I don't remember exactly when it came in, but these have been a heaven sent, a godsend, because you can accumulate so much DNA that us people who were here from the beginning, like there's so much DNA here that we could never even get our hands on, that you're definitely going to want to make it a priority to do as much of these as you can. And I realize not everybody can go out and battle all day. From what Ludia has said, like their whole goal isn't for you to go out and battle all day. Between the strike towers that are out, most of them you have a couple days to take care of. And then for the daily missions that you have, like their goal is for you to be able to get rewards based on like 30 minutes to an hour of play per day. And I don't think that an hour of playing is a lot to ask for. And having said all that, I'm going to do the final level of this strike tower, and I'm gonna, as you saw earlier, I'm gonna try to do some fun stuff with it. Definitely gonna probably not have a hard time taking it out. But there's so much good DNA, especially when you start looking at like these rare towers, the rare capsules, and then you have the ones that are typically on the weekend with the epic towers. And then, like, I know a lot of people just kind of take it for granted, but if you also take the large ones and the small ones, like all that DNA, not only does it help you accumulate DNA that you're going to need, but even if it's DNA that you're not using, well, then you're going to be able to use it to donate to your alliance members and get more coin that way. And remember, like if you've seen my coin total, I'm like under 10,000 before this tower. It's a real thing. The coin struggle is 100% real, but there are so many ways around it now that it's not as bad as it used to be. And if you can just commit to like an hour, maybe playing every day, you will see a lot of progress in your deck, your team. You'll be able to get that much further along in towards the end game is basically what I'm trying to say there. Now what I'm going to do with my Tor Moloch, I leveled it up to 22. I don't necessarily recommend anybody doing that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off. Wow, Tor Moloch did not even need the Rampage Impact and Run into Dracoceratops because it was a one-man show there. So we did get the great little victory right there, and super excited. I love seeing what I get in these. It's themed, I do believe. Yeah, it's themed. Tarbosaurus would be good. I did eclipse over 2,000 Tarbosaurus. The 5,000 coins almost doubles whatever coin total I have, but Tarbosaurus would be nice if it's an option. Awesome. Now I have 2 fuses on Tarbosaurus, of the, not Tarbosaurus, but Thor, and it's great. And then T-Rex, wow, epic. I wasn't expecting that. Slowly but surely replenishing the coffers with my T-Rex. It's going to take a lot. Let me open up this last little incubator here. I'm going to do a couple fusions if I have it with my Thor, because I think Thor's really good. I know I have 1 fusion. Oh yeah, I definitely have 2. Ooh, I could get really close. Never mind. I was going to say with a couple good fuses, I could get really close. Now, I'm not calling this, okay? So don't say, wow, he called this, because I'm not calling it. But it is possible to hit 110, and I've never done it. So I hit a 20. All right, well, 90 more to go. That'll probably take another month or 2. But anyways,
that's all I've got for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time.